Welcome to your daily dose of MindFuel moments and this new Feminine Awakening series, where we're celebrating women and all your ebbs and flows. It's time now to reawaken the feminine energy. Let's begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's MindFuel moment. We are in the middle of our Feminine Awakening series. So this is for all my ladies who are ready either to start or continue the journey to connect with their feminine energy. It's March in real time, so celebrating Women's History Month, celebrating our womb, our sensuality, our Shakti, celebrating that goddess mindset, and really connecting with ourselves, going inward and discovering, rediscovering, letting go, and surrendering. So with today's practice, we're going to be talking first about the menstrual cycle and the next phase. So in the first video that I released, I talked about the menstrual cycle, which is that winter phase, that bleeding and that shedding. So the next phase out of the 4 phases that women experience when they have their menstrual cycle for that period of time, literally period of time, is the follicular stage. So this next stage is more like the spring, if we want to connect it to the seasons. This is the time that you'll notice that you're more creative. You'll notice that you're starting to get your energy back in your groove. And this is a good time for you to socialize and connect with people. And you'll notice this, right? When you go from that menstrual stage, the winter, think of it like that winter, that hibernating, that slowing down, that going inward. You start to feel yourself blossom, right? You start to feel like you're coming out of this fog that can happen from the menstrual cycle, and not a bad fog or a mental fog or brain fog, but just this kind of cocoon, as the way I like to think of it when I'm in my menstrual cycle versus as I'm starting to emerge when that part of me is, over and I'm going into that next phase. So why is this important? Why is this important to learn about these different phases? Well, the whole idea is to heal our womb, is to heal that connection that we have with that part of us. Most of us have been told that this is disgusting or nasty or ugly, or we use excuses like PMS to be angry and revenge and all these different things. But the idea is to really connect and go deeper and have an appreciation for these phases, because we can't have one without the other, right? Our menstrual cycle does so much that I mentioned in the first video, but now that we're in this follicular stage, what does it bring? It gives us this new insight, gives us this creativity, it gives us this confidence that, our menstrual cycle sometimes doesn't feel or give us. But it doesn't mean that when we are feeling our winter stage in the menstrual cycle that we should not, enjoy it and only be in this, spring season and only enjoying that, because they have to work together. So many of you may not even know of these 4 stages that we go through. And the more that we can learn about these stages, and when we're in those stages, the more that we can actually be in the rhythm and flow of our cycle, but in our life, and actually tapping in to those different levels and areas and phases of our feminine energy. So when we are now in this creative stage, as we're starting to bloom and blossom like spring does, we can start to do things that really focus in on being in our power at this time. So if our menstrual cycle really was about slowing down, going inward, now this is a time for us to emerge again. And maybe not fully emerge, but emerge slowly. Creativity, coming up with creative ideas, starting to socialize. Maybe we don't like to socialize or feel like socializing for many reasons when we're on the menstrual cycle. So now this is our time to reemerge and reconnect with those around us. So using this cycle and knowing when we are in each phase helps us to be more in rhythm in life, and also to not put pressure on ourselves. If we're on our menstrual cycle and we're feeling more tired and lethargic and we just want to hang out and be alone, that's okay, right? Those meetings, whether they're for work, if we can, work around that, or the family gatherings or certain things that are happening with our friends, if they happen to land during those times, we have to be okay just saying no and going, I gotta hang out with me, right? But as you start to go into that next phase and things are starting to blossom and you're starting to reemerge, you can always make up for the birthday party you missed. Maybe you weren't feeling it, but hey, let's go have coffee. Let's go have lunch. Let's go have dinner on me. I want to know, how it was. Let's catch up, right? And you feel the energy to do this. And so the more that we're connected to ourselves, connected to the power of this feminine energy, we know what is right for us in all these different phases and being okay with it and kind of having that boundary. And that's the power of being fully awakened into our feminine, is being okay to have certain boundaries because they serve a purpose. They serve us. And as you start to tap more into your feminine energy and awaken this part of you, you're going to also be connected to other women who are doing the same. And you're going to have this like-minded connection. And so when you tell another woman, hey, I'm in this cycle right now, I'm in this phase, she's going to understand, she's going to connect. And that boundary that seems so bad, because boundaries I know can be a tough thing for us to do, will not necessarily feel like a boundary, but just information that you're sharing with someone close to you that understands and is going to support you. So that's the beauty of this idea of healing our womb, connecting to our menstrual cycle, connecting to just the natural ebb and flows and rhythms. Because even if you are not on your menstrual cycle anymore, you've gotten to that next phase in your life, just know that you're still connected to the moon. You're still connected to the seasons that are happening within you. We all feel, even our masculine, even our men, feel certain points when they feel this high of wanting to connect with the world or get creative, or just feeling this low where they need to go inward and retreat and be alone and reflect for a little bit. As women, as I mentioned in that first video, we get this gift though during just a period in our life that really allows us to tap in a whole other way that we don't get for long and that men don't get. And so we're really gifted and blessed in that way. So let's go ahead and just do a little breath work. We're going to go ahead and put our hands in Venus lock, which is bringing our hands together in this way, so it'll look like this. And you're just going to put this behind the nape of your neck. And in our first video, when we talked about the menstrual cycle, we're really gentle. We're going to stay gentle, right? But you'll notice that we'll start to do different things as we go into the different phases. So with this one, we're just going to hold this position with the Venus lock behind the nape of our neck, holding ourselves up, starting to emerge, starting to rise. And we'll close our eyes. And holding this position, we'll just take gentle inhales through the nose and gentle sighs out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. And as you continue to do this, just notice how you feel. Whether you're actually in this phase physically, or wherever you are in your cycle, just embracing this new way you're showing up for yourself, this new way that you're connecting. Continue to take a deep breath in through the nose. And gentle sighs as you exhale out the mouth. A few more rounds. final one. Take a deep breath in. And then hold this breath at the top for 3, 2, 1. And really let this one out. Sigh it out. Gently release the Venus lock and bring your hands back on your lap, face up. Let the breath recalibrate, go back to its natural ebb and flow. Just take a moment to witness how you're feeling, any shifts. And then we'll gently bring ourselves back to the space. We'll take a breath in now through the nose. And then we'll gently release the breath out the nose as we open our eyes, bringing ourselves back to the space. I don't know about you, but I feel pretty amazing. I almost forgot that I was filming this video, to be honest. It was feeling so good. So let me know in the comments what you think of this conversation. Is this the first time you are working deeper to learn about these phases of your body? What was that breath work like for you? Did you also go into another realm during the practice? And I also want to encourage you, I'm just giving you little bits of an introduction to this idea of healing our womb, healing our connection with our menstrual or moon cycle. But I want to invite you to do more work on your own, read up on this, learn more about this. Use an app so that you can start tracking your cycle so you can know exactly when you're in these phases so you can learn to get in the rhythm. And I promise you this will be actually very transformational and life-changing if you continue to do this work more and more. So thank you so much for showing up for you today to just be open-minded to learn and to take a moment to connect and heal the womb. I'll be back here tomorrow for another MindFuel moment. I'll see you then. Namaste. If you enjoyed today's practice and you're not yet part of the MindFuel Motion community, subscribe today for more daily mindfulness.